Now, the Chazon Ish, alav shalom, in his extraordinary book, Emunah V'Bitachon, it's an unfinished book, but it's, for all argument's sake, for us, it's really finished. But he obviously intended on adding much more to it. But this is something that you probably have to read it 100 times just to understand it completely, or at least have a sense of what it says. But towards the end of the book, he breaks it up into prakim. In chapter 4, in section 12, he says something very interesting. He says, often the books of Musar set themselves a goal to ignite the light of refinement in a soul, seeing this light as a general cure for all the false tendencies together. It says that all of the books of Musar that you're going to see, for example, you look at Mesilat Yesharim. Mesilat Yesharim, 26 chapters, each chapter has something to do with a different midah, a different character trait. Alacrity, cleanliness, anger, and so on and so forth. Many say that the Mesilat Yesharim, the Ramchal alav shalom, wrote it with Ruach HaKodesh. 300 years ago, this is somebody that wasn't from this world, it seems like. The stuff that he said, in the beginning he says, I'm not here to bring you any chidushim. In reality, the whole book is a chidush. Even if you read it 1,000 times, some more chidushim. But you look the way he wrote it, each chapter has to do with a different character trait, a different midah. You look at Chovot and Levavot, same thing. You look at many of the Musar books, they break down things one at a time. But the Chazon Ish gives a chidush. A chidush that all of the Baalei Musar knew, but it seems like he's the one that's saying it to us today. He says there's one midah, there's one character trait that's stronger and more powerful than all of the character trait. To the extent that if you do it, if you actually overcome this and acquire this good midah, all of your midot get affected in a positive way. One midah. You do this, all of a sudden you're not as angry. All of a sudden you're not cheap. All of a sudden you're not as arrogant. All of a sudden you have all positive things. Everything starts improving. It's not perfect, but everything improves. One midah, get out of jail free card. On the other hand, if you don't acquire this midah, it doesn't matter what you do. All of your midot naturally get worse. Meaning, if you're angry, automatically you're much angrier. If you're cheap, it gets much worse. This guy, by the time the dollar comes out, the dollar has dust on it. George Washington says, wow, that's what light looks like. He's so cheap, never takes out a dollar out of his pocket. If he's arrogant, no one wants to walk next to him because his ego is bigger than him. All of the character traits get worse. What midah is this? The Chazon Ish says there's a reason why there's discrepancies between different students that learn Musar. Sometimes somebody learns Musar and boom, a fire. The guy becomes a tzaddik quickly. You tell him you have to watch your eyes, he watches his eyes. Tell him you watch your bleat, he watches his bleat. He falls a few times, but he gets up. Tell him you have to learn Torah every day, he says, how much? I say 2 hours, he says, oh, that's enough. Sometimes you see somebody, you tell him stuff, he does it. Doesn't happen very often. Don't get your head. That happens. But sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you have these people, 500 times you have to tell them before they put on tefillin. The guy is listening to Shurim for 2.5 years, and he calls you on a Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Can I still put on tefillin now? What do you mean? I thought you started doing tshuva 2.5 years ago. What do you mean tefillin now? It's 5:30. The son is going to sleep. Yeah, go put tefillin before it gets too late. The wife calls you, oh, he's still yelling at me. What do you mean he's still yelling? He says he watched the entire series, Pirkei Avot. You watch the entire series, Pirkei Avot, you become Malach Hashem. How is he still yelling and screaming? What happened? Sometimes certain people, you could tell them the same thing 500 times. They're moving, they're improving, but not so much. They're like, like the turtle. Well, le'at le'at, one step at a time. Tell him, listen, you got to learn Torah, at least 2 hours a day. He goes, no, Rabbi, take it easy. I'm one step at a time. What one step at a time, Habibi? 20 years you're doing tshuva. What one step at a time? How long it's going to be one step at a time? You're 40 years old, you still don't even know what the Shas is. No, Rabbi, I'm still on Parashat Shavua. Okay, did you finish the Chumash? No, not yet. Not yet, I haven't finished the Chumash yet. Where are you? You up to maybe Dvarim, is that the last book? No, I'm struggling with Bereshit. 20 years he's struggling with Bereshit. Makara, lama so slow? So Chazon Ish says, some people improve quickly, like mamash, fire, and some le'at, like almost like they're walking backwards. Lama? The reason is that the intensity of their light is not equal. One has a bright light, close to refinement of the soul, whereas another has a feeble light, far from strong. Why do these two people have two different lights? Why? The Chazon Ish says, it's not that they were both born in different neighborhoods. One guy's born in Bnei Brak, the other one is born in, Sela or something, in Netanya, where all the criminals are, or at least they used to be. No. It's not because of where they were brought up. It's not because he was born in Florida, the other guy in Yerushalayim. It's not because his parents are rabbis or his grandfather was a big tzaddik. It has nothing to do with that. What does that have to do with? The Chazon Ish says it has to do with one midah, one character trait, that every one of us could either acquire in a positive way or acquire in a negative way. What's that midah? Willpower. Do you want to change? The desire to change is the strongest midah of all midot. If you want to change, you will grow in spirituality like fire. Why? You want to change. So as soon as you hear something new, okay, Rabbi, it's hard, but I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to try to do this. Why? You got to learn an hour a day, 2 hours a day? Okay, I never learned 5 minutes a day, but okay, I'll try it. Oh, I can't be angry? Okay, I'm going to try it. Oh, I can't be stingy anymore? Okay, I'll try it. Because he wants to change. He wants to be better. She wants to be better. I have to put clothes on, Rabbi? I can't walk around with a mini skirt all the time, or even sometimes? Only in the shower? Maybe. Okay, so I'll have to buy a new wardrobe. I'll have to convince my husband to take a few shekels out of his pocket, buy me some clothes. Because apparently I'm walking around with underwear. Okay, so I'll figure it out, Rabbi. She wants to change. It's not that she all of a sudden, she likes the modest clothes. It's not that all of a sudden she likes the mitpachat. It's not that all of a sudden she became a tzadikah. No, it's going to take work to do that. It's not that all of a sudden he has the same metikut for the Torah, the same sweetness of Torah like the Chazon Ish had or Rav Kanievsky has. No, he struggles with Aleph Bet. But he wants to change. She wants to change. That's enough to motivate them to improve. Because once you want to change, the fact that now you know that you have flaws bothers you. The fact that now you know that it's not good to be angry, it's not good to be arrogant, it's not good to be cheap, it's not good to be all these negative things, now for the first time in your life, it bothers you that you're cheap. It bothers you that you're this way. You know that naturally you're angry and everybody that looks at you the wrong way, you want to punch them with the right and the left, just to make sure. But now all of a sudden, it bothers you that you want to punch him. Why do I want to punch him? How come nobody else wants to punch him? How come his face looks so good to me to punch? It shouldn't be that way. And you get upset with yourself. Why? Because you know deep inside, I'm not good enough. I can be a better version of me. On the other hand, Hashem yirachem on the people that have the opposite desire. That say, I'm okay. Shalom yeh li. Like it says in Sefer Dvarim. I'm okay, I'm fine, I don't need to change. I'm good the way I am. You want to change? You want to be good, better than you? You do you. You leave me alone. I'm fine. I'm okay with my anger. I'm okay with my stinginess. I'm okay with the Goya girlfriend. I'm okay with stealing for business. Listen, I'm only stealing from Goyim. He makes it like it's kosher, like it's kosher, because he's only stealing from Goyim. He doesn't realize Halakha is worse for Goyim. You steal from a Jew, you have to return double. You steal from a Goy, it's Chilul Hashem, you have to go and die first in order to rectify that sin. You have a serious problem, you steal from Goyim. One of my students in Eretz Yisrael heard the shiur the other day. I mentioned something about stealing. She calls me, she tells me, listen, please tell me if you can help me. I said, what? I have somebody, I don't know where they are, help me find them. I need to return $1,000. I said, why do you have to return $1,000? Why, you owe money? Because no, I stole it. I said, when? 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I was a little kid. I don't know, I took $1,000 over a period of time. I got to return the money. Why? I want to go to Gan Eden. Because she heard in the shiur, she heard in the movie, no one's allowed to go into Gan Eden if they have stolen money. So now a person that says, Shalom yeh li, everything's going to be okay by me, I don't need to change, automatically all of their midot get worse. Why? Because they say that everything's okay, now they're okay with the fact that they're angry. So naturally, they allow themselves to get even angrier. Because they don't feel like fixing themselves, they got angry, but they figure like, maybe the other guy didn't get the point when I started yelling. So let me flip the table and make sure he knows. He didn't realize that I was really angry because I just yelled. So I'm going to flip the table, maybe pour a cup of coffee in his face, make sure he realizes I'm angry. You know, my wife, she doesn't realize I'm angry. I'm not going to go home for 3 days. I'll show her I'm angry. All of a sudden, all of his character traits become much worse. Why? Because he figures, or she figures, there's nothing for me to change. I'm perfect as I am. Hashem made me this way, and that's the way he's going to accept me. As if Hashem, he needs her. He needs him. That's the mistake, Rabotai Kareem, all of us have made at some point in our life. I can tell you a personal story. I've said it all the time. I used to wake up, you know, Jewish people, when they keep Torah and mitzvot, they wake up, what they say? Modeh ani lefanecha, melech chai v'kayam, shechzarta bi nishmati, bechemla rabba emunatecha. What do you start off with your day? A Jew starts off with, thank you. Thank you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, for giving me a neshama. Why? Because the neshama, be'emet, didn't want to come back. Be'emet, the neshama went to Gan Eden and Shamayim. Went up to Shamayim and said, Hashem, it's good for me here. I don't want to go with this body. This body's ruining it. Every day he makes sins, this body. I was good, I'm good over there. Let me pay the bill while I'm already over here. Whatever he did, I'll pay for it. But enough, Hashem, he keeps making sins, this guy. So the neshama doesn't want to come back. That's why it says, Bechemla rabba emunatecha. Emunatecha means Hashem has emunah in us. What emunah in us? He forces the neshama to come back to the body because he has emunah that today, not tomorrow, today we're going to do tshuva. So he says to the neshama, you have to go back. Why? Today he's going to do tshuva. Today she's going to be better. I have emunah in him. He has emunah in us. We barely have emunah in him, though. He has belief that today we're going to do tshuva. Now, that's a Jew wakes up. He says, thank you, Hashem, for having emunah in me. That's why I'm still alive. Because, Bemet, Gemara Masechet Brachot says, when you go to sleep, it's 1/60th of death. It's mamash death. You died. Your neshama left. A only little piece stayed behind. So thank you, Hashem, because really, in reality, resurrection of the dead every day. So now a Jew wakes up saying thank you. How did I wake up every day? It's embarrassing, but it's for toilet. You're not allowed to say bad things about yourself unless it's going to help people. This is going to help you. I used to wake up every single day. First thing in the morning I would say is the F word. Instead of saying like a Jew, Modeh ani, thank you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'd say the F word or the S word or some type of word I invented. Why? I'm late. For what? Who knows? I was the boss. Doesn't matter. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock. It didn't make a difference. I was always in my mind. I was always late to something. Late to an appointment, late to go make money, late to go chase, late to go this, late to eat, late to something. I was always late. I would wake up. You ask my wife, she'd tell you. Every day, miskin, the poor guy wakes up, curse word. Why? I'm late. To what? Who knows? Who knows? Who's going to fire you? You're the boss. I'm late to something. Angry. Ala bokir. First thing in the morning, ala bokir, Tisha B'Av. Every day. Now, I go to the office. Usually a few people were there before me. When I first started in the business, I was the first guy in the office. Then when I started building the business, I had employees, they started being before me. But instead of being happy that the guys came to work, and the girls came to work, everybody came to work, I get upset. Why? They're not working hard enough. So, ala bokeh, I'm angry I woke up. I'm angry when I got to the office. I'm even angrier when I see everybody there and they're not working hard enough. Angry. At lunch I'm angry. Afternoon I'm always angry. Now, no one dare tell me, listen, why are you so angry? Why? Because they're scared for their job. But the same token, once in a while the anger would get worse. And not once in my life did I ever think this anger stuff is not good. When someone would mention, listen, don't get angry, but hey, you saying don't get angry, that makes me angry. Don't tell me don't get angry. That makes me angry. The fact that you tell me don't get angry, that makes me angry. Why? Because to me, as I was born this way. I was born an angry guy. Don't tell me don't be angry. It's like me telling you don't be Steve and your name is Steve. I'm Yaron, I'm angry. Same thing. Because in my mind, it was so demented, with the Yetzer Hara so poisoned, that being angry was just me. It was part of me. So what do you mean don't be me? Don't be angry means don't be me. There's nothing wrong with being me. I was born this way. That's what the Yetzer Hara wants you to think. The Yetzer Hara wants you to think that you were born this way. You were born angry, you were born cheap, you were born this way, and therefore you should not change. You cannot change. It's impossible for you to change. And he convinces you every single day with a very strong argument. What's the argument? You've always been this way. How can you change now? You've been like this for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. You've been angry. Now you're going to change. Listen, maybe if you wanted to change at 13, 14, 15 years old, maybe you would have had a chance to change after a few years. But now you're 40 years old. No, come on, it's already too late for you. Too late for you to change already. Like Horkinos said to his son, Eliezer. He says, what, you want to be Talmid Chacham? It's too late, you're 27 years old. Go be a farmer like me, make a few shekels, and then you'll have some kids. And your kids will be Talmidei Chachamim. Eliezer started crying almost until his neshama left. He cried so much, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, he deserves a present. He sent him Eliyahu Navi. Eliyahu Navi comes to this young man, 27 years old, named Eliezer ben Horkinos. He says, Eliezer, why are you crying? He says, I want to learn Torah. Eliezer didn't know anything. So much, he didn't even know where he can learn Torah. So Eliyahu Navi says to him, go to Yerushalayim. There's a big rabbi named Rabban Yochanan. Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai. Go learn from him. He'll teach you. He'll teach you anything you want. Eliezer says, huh? Bemet, somebody would even teach somebody like me. He got up, picked up and left. Went to Yerushalayim. And as you would have it, because of the Koach Ratzon, because of his willpower, Eliezer ben Horkinos became Rabbi Eliezer ben Horkinos, the rabbi of Rabbi Akiva. The rabbi of Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva had 24,000 students, biggest rabbi in the world. This is his rabbi. Generation before. Had an argument with Rabban Gamliel. Him and her had a debate between Rabban Gamliel, who was married to his sister. And they were studying together. They had an argument. A bat kol came from Shamayim. A bat kol came from Shamayim. Says to Rabban Gamliel and all the Chachamim, why are you arguing with my son Rabbi Eliezer? Don't you know halacha is always like him? Just like us, yeah. We say something, a bad call comes down. Maybe Facebook says, too many posts. No bad call. Rabbi Eliezer had an argument, bad call from Shamayim came, says, don't you know halacha is always like him? Why? He had willpower. Willpower to change, Rabotai. Now, this means, Rabotai, that the power to change, the desire to change, is a very, very important desire to have. If you desire to change, automatically everything that you already have improves, and now you can build on it. If you do not have a desire to change, and you think that everything is okay with you, automatically all of your bad character traits will continue to deteriorate, continue to get worse. Why? Because you think that everything is okay, accept me as I am.